Hey guys, Sculpt here. First, I want to apologize for the super late video. I know it's been quite a while, but surprise! Look what I picked up. It's a small book, but it's from a really great show, The Dragon Prince. Highly recommend it. Oh, ignore the paint. We'll just ignore that. But I figured it's a really cool show. We're gonna make Callum. He's one of the three main characters. He's super cool. He's a human who wants to be a mage. But the show says, only elves are allowed to be mages. We'll see how it turns out. But this is how Callum turned out. And honestly, I think for the second human character, I think he turned out really well. He's not perfect, but he's getting there. Just needs some more practice. All right, we have the armature. We're going to slap some clay on there. We already made his booty, his butt. That's right, butt. Anyway, now we're just gonna mark some of the areas where his clothing will be, like the waistline, the belts, the middle line for his shirt. Because if you notice, his shirt opens in the front. And then we're gonna mark out where everything is. And I did do this video a bit differently compared to the other ones. So I don't know much about video editing, but I'm trying my best here, and I think this video turned out good. I was gonna say better, but I think it turned out good. I like how this video turned out. If you enjoyed it too, let me know in the comments if there's anything I should fix or improve or focus on more. Let me know so that I can get better at video editing. It's tough, but definitely learning. So that's cool. All right, here we're going to do the bottom of his shirt where it's going to be tucked into the belt. Yeah, he's wearing a belt. Yep. And the belt buckle. Now we are going to paint all of him at the end, and it's going to look super, super cool. And this time I actually recorded the head of how I sculpted the head. There's also a bit of difference with sculpting the head, so you'll see later on. I think it turned out really, really well for the second time sculpting a face. I think I did good. I did also try out different different tools. This is not very good. I did try out different tools and techniques, so I had a lot of fun. The reason why this video is late, like super late, we're just gonna ignore that. No, but the reason why is because I got about halfway through this sculpture and I realized I didn't really like his pose. I found his pose to be too boring, and I didn't want to finish it, but then I figured I was halfway through, might as well finish it. So I will definitely try a different pose next time, because I don't always want him to just be like this basic generic pose that just gets super boring after a while, where you see it and you go, ugh, this pose again, ugh, boring. So next time it'll be a different pose. Yep, I promise you that. Originally I actually had planned to make Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I realized that my skeleton was too big and Toph is actually the smallest of the group, so it would have been weird to have Toph the same size as my Aang sculpture. So then I decided to try out Callum from The Dragon Prince. And I like how he turned out. So here we're making his little boots. You just slap clay on there and then trim stuff off, and well, I cut too far into that one. I actually saw the wire, so we're just gonna cover that and trim carefully. So this is a really, really cool show, but I haven't seen the newest season yet. I haven't seen season 3. I've seen the first 2. I mean, I should probably watch season 3, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to because I found out that they are making 7 seasons in total. 7 is a crazy amount. I mean, that's just, it's way more than Avatar. And I don't know if I could just watch one season and then wait and then watch the next one and then wait again, or if I should just wait for a few more seasons to be out and then watch it. I'm very torn. I'm very conflicted. I'll probably eventually cave in and watch it. So here we're going to trim off some clay from the arms, and we're going to add in some wrinkles. I don't know if they are 100% accurate because I'm not that good at clothes yet, but still trying. So, and I think it turned out really well. I mean, I didn't do a crazy amount of folds, so that's a bonus part right there. And these few that are there, they seem realistic enough, per se. I think so. I realized that towards the end of the sculpture, I should have bent that arm a bit more in so that it doesn't look really awkward, but once you see the finished thing, it kind of looks a bit awkward, like his arm is just kind of jutting out. So here's what we did. I 3D printed the skull as a base, and that is what we're going to make the complete head out of. See, now he's got eyeballs. So we're gonna give this a go, see how it turns out, and let's hope we get lucky. Now we're just layering on. We're not gonna add on all the muscles, do all that stuff. No, we're just gonna block it out and build it up on that plastic 3D skull. I hope the skull's the right size, because I mean, when I made Aang, I only did it out of clay, and that was really, really difficult because I had issues with accidentally squishing it or losing form. So I figured if I do this, it's not gonna be too squishy, and it's gonna retain most of its form. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's what we're hoping for. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Like, I mean, this took a long time, but I had a lot of fun, and it was easier to learn this way to make a human face. Do I still need practice? Of course I do. Unfortunately, sculpting the nose was not included because all of that was just really, really blurry. But I think the nose turned out pretty well. So here we're going to add some more on his cheeks because Callum is 14 and he still has some of that baby fat. You know how you do. You always still have that baby fat when you're in your like early teens and then you grow out of it. So I tried to make him look as a 14-year-old. I tried. I don't know if I succeeded. I think I did decent enough. Now we're applying the bottom eyelid. I had a lot of fun with this. You can also see that I used different tools. I branched out instead of just using usually one tool or two tools. So I branched out, I used more tools, and I think it really, really paid off in the end. I'm happy with the result. We also did the hands differently. So that's cool. Just wait till you see it. There's a lot of smoothing out, and I know it doesn't quite look like Callum because the nose isn't quite there yet, but there you can see his little nose. I kind of upturned it, and now we're gonna make the ears. Problem is that I spent such a long time on these ears only to cover them up with his hair, but I didn't want to remove them. I still wanted him to have his ears, and then because I mean where his ears are and his hair goes on top of that, you still have that bit of a bump, so I still wanted to include it. I think this turned out really cool. I think having a 3D printed skull was the right decision. And I think the size actually fits. See? That's the completed thing. It's a bit rough, but it's still, I think it turned out pretty good. I realized that I made his collar too big. So, oops. Edward Scissorhands. No, joking. So, we're going to try something new with the hands. We're actually going to do thinner wire, mini wire, whatever. And use that as his fingers so that maybe it'll be more stable. And I know his hand looks a bit bulky from doing that. So maybe next time I'll try to tie them all together and then see how that happens. But for a first attempt, I think these hands turned out better than previous hands I've done. I mean, they're a bit big. It's like goofish, but still pretty decent. I mean, there's room for improvement, and that's the main thing. Room for improvement. We're always gonna try and improve. It's a learning process. It'll be fun. Here we're doing his jacket. So that's really simple. Because I realized that the shirt underneath that he wears isn't long sleeved, it's sleeveless. So had to do his jacket too. And his scarf, because Callum has a scarf. So we gotta do that. Don't know how to make scarves. Think it turned out decent. Now we're gonna do the 2 folds in his jacket. Looks kind of weird because they're just lines, but we'll make it work. We'll figure out closing folds along the line. Learning process. Here's a scarf. The tail end. I tried to give it a bit of life and not make it seem like this dead fish tail on his back. So I like how it turned out. Kind of looks alive-ish. Alright, here we are finishing off the boots. And then I think we're gonna be done with the sculpting aspect of it. Again, I apologize for taking too long on this, and I appreciate everyone's patience. I will do my best to start uploading once a week now. It's just, I'm not the fastest sculptor, and I kind of get lost in doing the details because I want them to look good. Alright, let's bake that in the oven, and oh, look at the fluffy kitty. This is Artemis. She's taking over my couch. She's a very good girl. She looks fat, but she's not fat. It's just she has a lot of fur. And she's very adorable. Anyway, let's get on with the painting. Now, I did the painting in a bit like these short clips because I want the overall picture to be a surprise. So you get pieces here and there, and then all of a sudden it'll be grand reveal, and it'll be like boom, an explosion of color. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know if that'll be the reaction, because I find that when you have single color clay and then you start painting it, it like slowly comes to life as you paint it, which I think is really cool. You might feel differently, but it's awesome. So here we're gonna paint his pants. They're dark gray, so very simple color. And the blue on his jacket. We are almost done. The grand reveal! And here he is. Callum. Oh, he's holding the cube. I wonder what mysteries that cube has in store for us. And this was a lot of fun. I know he's not perfect, but I think he turned out really, really well. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.